This is Top Accolade African News. I am Abiodun Mohammed. Ghana has announced an increase in the national daily minimum wage that will take effect from the beginning of next year. It will rise by 10% to 14.88 cedis from 1st January. It is designed to help alleviate the burden caused by the rise in the cost of living. However, as annual inflation is now running at 40%, a 10% increase in the minimum wage will not cover the rise in prices. Ghana is the world's second largest cocoa producer and Africa's leading gold producer, but the country is battling an economic crisis with a declining currency and high debt levels. The country is currently negotiating a $3 billion bailout plan from the International Monetary Fund aimed at stabilizing the economy. France has given Niger 2 attack helicopters to boost its fight against extremist groups linked to al-Qaeda and the so-called Islamic State group. The authorities unveiled the aircraft at a ceremony in the capital, Niamey, on Wednesday. Niger's defense minister, Al-Kasum Indatu, said the delivery of the equipment was part of military cooperation between the two countries. Officials say the helicopters have reconnaissance, surveillance, and attack capabilities. They could also be used for the evacuation of military casualties. Niger, a former French colony, had received 3 similar helicopters back in 2013 from France. The 5 military helicopters, as well as the training of pilots, cost about 24 million euros, according to authorities. South African civil servants will march to the National Treasury in the administrative capital Pretoria and in the country's other 8 provinces next Tuesday to pressure the government over a wage dispute. The largest trade union federation in the country, COSATU, and other federations representing the majority of the more than 1 million public sector workers told a news conference on Thursday that they would continue to protest until the government improves its 3% salary increase offer. Wage negotiations between unions and the government collapsed in early October, with the government subsequently saying it would unilaterally implement the 3% increase outlined in October's mid-term budget. The Treasury has been trying to rein in spending on civil servants' compensation, which makes up around a third of consolidated spending. If the marches mushroom into a full-blown public sector strike, it would be the first major one since 2010, potentially disrupting critical government services in places like hospitals and border posts. Ethiopia's government communication service minister, Legesse Tulu, has said that all forces fighting in the Tigray region who are not part of the federal army will withdraw as soon as the Tigrayan rebels disarm. Amhara and Afar regional forces, as well as Eritrean troops, have been fighting alongside the federal forces in the 2-year war against the rebels of the Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF. The government and the TPLF signed a peace agreement on 2nd November in Pretoria, South Africa, to end the war in the north of the country. And the army and rebel commanders also signed a cessation of hostilities agreement in Nairobi, Kenya, on 12th November. Meanwhile, an opposition party in Tigray region, Beitona Tigray, has rejected the peace agreement, saying the TPLF does not represent the Tigray people. That is the size of Top Accolade African News. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Thursday.